All right. That's right. Yeah, it's Greasy Conversation Hour, part 1 of 2 of said hours. Greasy Conversation is on RadioVegas.rocks. Be sure to mention RadioVegas.rocks with any sponsored folks that we mention. And this is a very special episode. We have Jay Bird here, and it's Bird News Day. That's the submarine of birds.
Yeah.
Triumphant Bird News Day.
Triumphant. The news of the birds of the news today. Today only. Nah, we've got bird news almost every episode, but today was particularly bird heavy. And it's Jay's B-Day week. So.
It's the birthday eve.
Yeah. Tomorrow's going to get turned. And
I hope so.
And with your last name being Bird, it's like the universe wanted this to be like the bird-themed episode of all birds.
I'm feeling it.
All right, first, should we just jump right into the bird news?
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing?
You can follow along, too, if you find this episode at woz.lol. You can go to this particular episode and get the same newts that we're looking at right here.
News newts.
All right, this we
Play
got
along.
We got a cockatoo
This is my favorite one
in
first.
the Australian city of Katoomba. But this cockatoo just went around this building and pulled all the bird spikes off and threw them on the ground. It's quite a...
Yeah, he's tearing it up.
Yeah,
These spikes, you've seen those on ledges and stuff,
Oh,
making
yeah.
birds not able to nest. If you could take a look at this fella, he's tearing it up. He's a smart one. But it's like a medium-sized bird that's got that parrot smarts, but can blend in with all the dumb birds and teach them how to rebel.
It's like me.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about this story, though, is there's this guy. People started posting about it on Twitter when they're capturing the videos of this happening, and one guy writes, "I have several photos of that specific jerk bird. He is a liar and a thief."
That's in like the comments.
Yeah, it's just like down low. Some guy like tweeted that as a response to when it started blowing up. But yeah.
This bird is a hero and a national treasure.
And also apparently a liar and a thief. It's like, what did the bird do to that guy? That guy's like, oh, fuck this bird.
There's the post. That specific jerk bird.
Yeah. Like, what the hell could the bird have done to him? Maybe the bird ripped him off.
If I owned one of these buildings covered in bird crap, I'd probably would feel differently. But I gotta appreciate the spirit of this.
Yeah, totally.
I think it's fun. Yeah, I think it's great that the bird figured it out.
Yeah, they're smart as fuck, man. I'm sure he runs like 3-card money or something around the corner.
Bird force.
Maybe that's why the guy got pissed off, because the bird kept ripping him off in 3-card money. Then the next one we got is this photographer captured it's a pretty cool picture. It looks like a little blackbird he's got these red shoulder things on his wings. It looks like he's riding on an eagle.
Yeah, at first it looks like it's fun and they're buddies, but you read further into it, and apparently these blackbirds are super territorial and will even attack an eagle.
Yeah, like they don't care about the size of the other animal. They're ferocious. And so apparently it was like looking for food in the same area as this eagle, and the eagle dives for a fish, and that just set the bird off, and the bird's like, not on my watch, motherfucker. And just dive bombs onto the eagle's back and digs in his little mini talons.
I heard also that the eagle wasn't very flustered by it.
Probably not.
He just kind of sloughed him off.
Yeah, well, I mean, the bird's like so tiny.
If that eagle could get a jump on him, it would be a totally different story.
Activated. All right, hold on just a sec. We got Josh coming in. This will be... Yeah, that's the Josh coming sound. Josh, New York Josh.
New York Josh, what's
You've
up?
seen him here before.
Delayed by traffic.
No worries. Welcome to the bird episode.
I know.
It's bird hour to the max. So all you missed was the cockatoo that's cockatiel, right?
Was it?
Cockatoo's a bigger one. This was a...
Oh, yeah.
The one
it's
hitching
this
a ride.
No, that's what we're talking about right now. The Blackbird
A
hitching a ride.
cockatoo is something you pick up at a gay club.
It's like a nice, delicate word
is
for
it
an
plural?
STD.
Is that what a threesome is in the club?
Yeah.
So we were talking about the one that tore up the bird spikes,
Oh, yeah. How inventive.
right?
Right?
Yeah, smart as hell.
That
Yeah.
rebellion.
But also that bird seems to be notorious around that area to a few specific residents, and they don't like the bird. That specific bird for some reason.
The bird's just a prick.
Probably, yeah.
They
That's
are. They are horrible pets.
Yeah, they're not great. So, all right, this one. Now, this is just a great story. I hope we all can do something like this drunk.
Yeah,
this-
this is a drunk piece of goodness.
Heartwarming news. This drunk dude, after a night out in the town,
Yeah, this story's great.
apparently he's walking around, maybe walking home, whatever, doesn't matter, and he finds a little hurt baby bird. So he orders an Uber and sends the bird to the veterinary clinic in the Uber. He didn't ride with the bird. He just sent the bird to the clinic in the Uber.
Yeah, the bird just arrived there.
No note.
Yeah,
Imagine
right?
the Uber had to be like, "Yo, I got this bird."
Yeah.
So-
I was supposed to take it here.
I think I read it. Wasn't the bird like malnourished? It wasn't eating or something like that. And the only thing I can think of was, wow, Grubhub totally ruined their name.
Well, it's funny because I see billboards now that are like dining in is the new eating out for like Grubhub and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny.
It's blowing up. Limited edition Koba shouting out in the chat. Holla. He said it's called a sulfur-crested cockatoo. The one that's doing the damage.
Gotcha.
To
Intriguing. Intriguing.
the one that's
I
doing
guess
the
if I was
rebellion.
smelling sulfur all day long, I'd be ruining shit too, you know?
Right.
Something smells like ass.
It's
ruined.
like fart cockatoo.
So yeah, the bird did survive, luckily.
And what a good way for Uber. I mean, that's just they got to be plastering that all over their commercials.
That's
now.
killer PR.
yeah.
Yeah.
The only
Uber
problem is,
eats and just have a picture of the bird
right?
Yeah.
with its mouth open.
Right. You know, how bad is it for the drivers? Now it sets a precedent, right?
Right.
So all of a sudden they're going to show up in like a half run over dog, and you're like, that's not getting in my car.
Right.
Meanwhile, it comes out that the person that sent the bird is like works for Uber's marketing department.
Oh, you're right.
All right. And he injured the bird in the first place.
Right, yeah. Kept the bird in the basement for like 2 weeks without
Right.
feeding
Shook it real hard.
Uber false
It
flag.
was trying to take spikes out of the roof.
Not in this country, buddy. Oh man, I just imagine like the conversation with the Uber driver though. It's like, all right, man, listen, I need you to take this bird. It's very important. This is my favorite bird. He's my best friend. I know we just met, but he's my best friend. You gotta take him to the vet, okay? Like, I mean, props to the Uber driver for doing that. He's probably like, yeah, whatever. It's $10 here.
Yeah, too bad he's only getting 1 star for conversation on that, right?
Yeah, right. Oh man. And then our next piece of bird news is these people found a rather exotic looking bird. It was a bright orange yellow color. And it didn't seem to be doing too well. Didn't look like it could fly. So they took it to and this is a great name, the Tiggy Winkles Wildlife Hospital. Well, I mean, whatever. And turns out it was just a seagull who somehow got doused in curry or cumin or turmeric.
Yeah.
Some very bright orange, yellowish.
Oh, they were going to cook
spices.
that bird. He just got away.
It's called
Yeah,
marinade.
right.
It's called marinade.
Yeah,
It was impeding the bird's flight. Like the bird couldn't fly as well.
yeah, just because the spices were weighing down.
Oh,
The
jeez.
spices were weighing him down.
You ever eat curry? You're laying down afterward. You're not
Right.
moving. I just found it funny. It kind of matches the skin tone of Trump.
Yeah.
MAGA bird.
MAGA
Yeah.
bird.
How horrible is that, though? You know he's going to smell like curry for weeks afterward.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
The picture of this normal looking seagull after this process.
yeah I
cracks
know.
me up,
After they
too.
just like washed him off. It's just like, oh, it was just a seagull. That sucks.
Hey, Roy says hi, Josh, in the chat.
Oh,
Roy's hollering.
big ups to Roy.
That was our original guest plan. Roy's coming back later, though. We had to slide
He
around the
couldn't
Roy.
make it, but he can be on the chat. I see how
I
it is.
see how it is.
I
Yeah,
see
sure.
how that is.
Couldn't make it. All right. All right. Our next. This is pretty good one. A bird strike caused an accidental. Caused an Air Force plane to drop training bombs in Florida, where it
course.
didn't intend to.
Of course, Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a combo Florida man / airplane
Right.
and
Florida
bird
bird.
news. Unfortunately, the birds didn't do as well
No.
striking this plane.
No, I
when your
imagine
body knocks a bomb off of a plane, you probably hit pretty hard.
Yeah. The only problem is, I mean, with it being Florida, it's too bad they were training bombs. Could have done some good to the world, you know?
Yeah.
The only thing I find interesting about this is now the Taliban have a new weapon. Just get a bunch of birds. Anytime they're being struck by air, just release the birds.
Right? Dip them in
Knock all the
curry and
bombs
send
off.
them
Better
off.
chance of knocking down a plane. It happened in the Hudson. Yeah, you can tell that plane wasn't flown by Sully now.
Yeah, the Sully in the Miracle on the Hudson.
Yeah.
That was a bird strike situation too. They're getting, as soon as we let them vote, they're going to cut this out. We just need to let certain birds vote.
Certain birds vote.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is they're not all smart enough to vote, so you have to test
Right,
them.
right.
Then you run into those Jim Crow laws.
It's obviously the crow. Yeah. but you know, how odd is it that bird law does not allow for birds to vote?
Bird law.
What kind of what
That's
would
the
you do?
future of law.
Like a poll tax?
Well,
that
I
just
vote.
Probably
vote.
have better participation.
The only bird legally allowed to vote. Jay.
Then of course, everything our taxes we paid in crackers.
Oh man.
Cracker tax. This
All
is
right.
getting racial by accident over and over again.
I don't think it's racial. I think it's more special.
Special. Yeah.
We're getting xenophobic.
Yeah.
We'll let cockatoos vote, but not them pigeons.
You guys,
That's right.
I can take this to other airplane newses. I've got the airplane connection.
Drop it.
That wasn't the only thing that happened airplane-wise. There was also an old plane just a couple years away from being retired that a passenger caught the engine failing on, like from the window.
Oh, it was like a gremlin scene. It was crazy,
Yeah.
like Twilight
You
Zone.
can see the little middle thing bumbling around in there.
Excuse me, stewardess. I do believe the plane is going.
There's like fire in there and stuff. It's so cool
It
looking.
is scary as living. I mean, I could not believe being on that plane, like looking out the window, and immediately, I'm sorry, shit my pants.
Yeah,
yeah,
it
no,
was
no
like
chance.
shaking and stuff.
Oh man, shaking.
I'd be
Jeez.
like, oh, we got to get off this plane.
I find the hottest girl there. Okay, we're going down. We're going down together. That's crazy.
Did
man.
you see the little thing bouncing around, the little nose
Yeah,
cap?
yeah. I watched the whole video. It was crazy. That one plane that had to divert to Hawaii the other day with the turbulence, where everybody like hit the ceiling. because the plane
No.
dropped. Yeah, 34 people were injured on this.
Damn.
Because the
No
plane
one
dropped,
died,
like,
right?
400
Hitting
feet.
the ceiling that hard?
No.
Oh man, did anyone like break an arm or something?
Oh, there was definitely
some injuries, for
definite
sure.
injuries.
Jeez.
Like the plastic piece that holds the oxygen above you. Where you
Yeah.
press to get the little pitiful wind AC that gets on you.
Yeah, you have that
one
knocked
of
into
them-
your head.
One of them was cracked open. Like somebody's head knocked that damn thing open.
Damn.
It was crazy.
That's no fun. Hey,
No,
everyone live though.
unless you listen to Lionel Richie at the time, and that could be fun. Dancing on stage.
I won't call this dancing.
I'm glad we have a couple of airplane newses where no one burned up though.
Right. Well, it's kind of birdish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're still flying.
we're
right?
totally moving into metal birds now.
Our version, human version of birds.
Wait, while we're still on this bird tip, there's one more birdie related thing, and it might not be what you expect. Did you know that spiders are more like birds than we previously thought? In fact,
Yeah, I didn't like this story at all.
No.
No,
Spiders are cool, man.
so
as long as they leave me alone.
spiders they're known for doing this thing called ballooning, where it was thought that they would let out some of silk, and the silk would catch the wind and carry them off in the wind. but it didn't explain how far they were able to travel or how much control they seemed to take over where the direction they went, and why they tend to do it when there's only a light breeze and not a lot of wind, and why the wind wouldn't just shove them into the ground sometimes too, why they could get such a good updraft. Well, it turns out they're using kind of like static electricity. They're using a difference in static charge. So to set the stage, in lightning, not a lot of people know that most of the electricity goes from the ground up. So in slow motion, you'll see feelers come out of the clouds and feelers come out of the ground, this bushy mesh. And then when they touch, all of a sudden you get the bright bolt connecting the two. And what happens is that there's a different, there's a negative charge that the Earth builds up, getting extra electrons sloughed off on it. And the sky has a net positive charge. And the difference is so dramatic that even in a plant that a spider can climb up, the spider can go to the tip top of the highest plant it can find. I did that so far from the microphone, all gesturing and stuff. So the spider climbs to the top of a plant where there's a net positive charge, and it has extra electrons from being still grounded to the plant, and the repelling of its negative charge and the ground's electric charge and the attraction to the positive charge of the sky lifts it up. So it's able to be like a capacitor in the charge it holds in its web, and electrostatically fly through the air.
I love. I was reading the story, and they were talking about how like the spiders will climb to the edge of the plant and the edge of the leaf, and then they'll present.
Yeah.
And they'll drop their head and put their ass in the air. And I'm reading it, and the only thing I'm thinking is 2 Live Crew. And I'm chuckling. And then I'm thinking, I'm like, they probably are delayed a lot less than Delta. It's a good way to travel. I read it. You can go almost 2,000 miles.
Yeah.
They can fly almost 2,000 miles. If that doesn't scare you, I don't know what it does.
Right.
Yeah.
But it gives a whole new thought on what superpower you want, I mean, Spider-Man can fly now, too.
Well,
So
I like
that's
the fact that
intriguing.
they said if all the spiders realized and teamed up together, they could kill all the humans on the planet.
Oh, like if they really got
If
to
they
it.
all worked together,
Right.
they could rub us out.
We're just so happy they're selfish bastards.
Right.
Yeah.
Solitary.
There's no I in team. There is one in Spider, though.
No, there's an M and an E, though.
8 legs and a hell of a lot of frequent flyer miles.
Yeah. And Jay brings up something that people don't talk about enough, I feel, is that there is an M and an E in team, by golly. It just turns everything of that.
I said that in a...
It messes up anyone's point.
when I worked at ESPN Zone, they used to do these production, like, this is what's going on today. And at the end, they go, remember? One time he goes, remember, there's no I in team. I go, there's an M and an E. He goes, that'll be enough out of you.
Right. I love it. It is brilliant.
Yeah, some people might have thought about that a lot, but that's like I'm having that revelation for the first time in this moment. Like, there is an M and an E in there.
Yeah, right?
Whoa.
Man. Charlotte could have got off the farm.
Charlotte got like an
Oh,
army
man.
together. She could have taken
Right.
over that farm.
Right.
Totally.
I'm running
Could have went
things
to
now.
Paris. She could have been to Paris.
That explains why Spider-Man flies so well.
Yeah. He's
absolutely.
swinging around. He could be like electrostatically doing it.
And the only one that can beat him, Magnetron. Wait, I think I'm mixing up my companies. I don't know comics.
Greg was put in the notes. It's like electric flight before humans did
Right.
it.
Yeah, spiders discovered electric flight.
So I wonder, like, if the poles shifted, how that would affect the spider populations.
Well,
I don't care as long as it's not one of those Australian huntsman crab spider things. Those things that are like 4 foot wide.
As big as your house.
Sort of,
Your car.
They'll take down a baby. It's just no, dude. If I see one of them flying through the air, that is when I know the apocalypse.
Elizabeth
has
Higgins,
struck.
she's listening, and she's from Australia. She knows about them.
oh man.
There's a whole lot of things down there I just don't want to touch.
They have that area that looks like it snows certain times of the year, and it's not. It's just spider webs everywhere.
Oh yeah, well like the trees are all white and it's just covered.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Did it snow last night? No, it's spiders. Australia's a creepy place. I don't want to live there.
No.
Yeah, for sure. So the magnetic field, though, they do use the magnetic field to navigate, they found, but it's different than the electric static charge situation. So just as long as we've got air still. They'll still be able to do that even if the magnetic field gets all crazy.
Interesting. Because I think that probably is, a lot in why
'Cause I had that thought,
whales
too.
navigate, birds navigate.
Yeah,
through,
birds,
birds navigate through
Using magnetic
fluctuations in the
poles.
magnetic
Yeah.
fields.
Some people can supposedly sense it in like a vestigial chunk of iron organ that's supposed to be the organ that birds have to sense it. Like some people have like a little one.
Really?
Yeah, there was actually this experiment a while ago. These scientists made this little like belt, just a belt you wear, but it vibrates whenever you face true north. So people wear it for a couple weeks, and then after they take it off, they're still able to sense that they like train their brain to know when they're facing true north.
Nice.
Yeah. So I mean, it's
Lost me a
possible
vibrating
for us.
belt.
That's way better than having phantom vibrations whenever my phone's not on me.
Yeah.
Like-
Not even in your pocket. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll switch to my shirt pocket and now I get like weird
Chest
like
pains, anxiety.
I get like titty tremors. Yeah. Where I can put my hand there and my breast area will vibrate.
Yeah.
Like I'll feel it twitching.
Yeah, yeah.
There'll be little muscle spasms
Not
and
like
sympathy.
Terry Crews Twitch, the
Yeah.
muscle builders,
It's
No,
like
not
that.
the, not the.
But all quick and
Badass one.
fattier.
Oh man.
It was the worst move because I thought, okay, I get these phantom tremors that will just be me hallucinating my phone vibrating right there. I didn't think I'd put my hand there and it was like really going
feel the
on.
actual
Yeah.
twitch, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
I have a notification.
Deformed. One hip from my phone in my pocket. I'm going to have like a hip that's all beefier than the other.
You wonder sometimes long-term effects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 40 years from now, 80% of the population will have like a growth in their ear or something like that. Their one thumb will be like longer than the other one.
Yeah, we'll adapt to have like super long thumbs.
Touch thumbs. Oh man.
Oh man, I just imagine I'll be in some retirement home with like this old twitchy hip. Look at twitchy hip over there.
Right.
He's that one with that hip that don't stop twitching.
Right. The only problem is like the funny thing is like everybody will be listening to like gangster rap music. I think about that like when we're of age.
That'll be like oldies rock and roll.
Here,
Be like,
Grandpa, what'd you listen to in your day? Hold on, let me put this on.
These kids don't understand DMX.
This is the Rough Riders anthem.
Oh man.
See, when they say they're rolling, they mean that you don't want to be caught. They're not just unclean as they're riding. It means they're riding with contraband, son. They don't just not take a shower and then ride around.
It's
I
so
know,
much more
Grandpa.
educational to my life than what my grandparents taught me.
Right.
We know about riding dirty, Grandpa. I know. We learned that in elementary school how to ride dirty. We know.
Back in the day, they were singing about different drugs.
Well, how do you explain Old Dirty Bastard then?
I don't even know. You
ODB?
start to
I don't know.
You start with Big Baby Jesus, right?
He's got to be still getting 12-foot checks in his name. He's been dead almost 20 years. That MTV Cribs or whatever episode he showed up when he showed up in the limo to collect his welfare check. Kudos, bro. Kudos. You are now my new favorite dirty bastard.
That's so gross.
You're so much better than a new dirty bastard. Which apparently I guess is R. Kelly now, but
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
dude.
the new dirty bastard. That's the new cult leader. That's the thing is
Yeah,
he
did
should
you see
be.
that?
He should really be along the same lines as these like Kool-Aid people. You know, it's just shy of that.
right, instead of Hell Bop, it's Ignition. But yeah, they had a press conference. I believe it was either today or yesterday, where the spokesman, who looks interesting on his own, he's got shaved head and long hair and just a very interesting looking fellow. But like one of the families of his live-in girlfriends, which God, I wish I was famous to have live-in girlfriends. They're trying to find her. They're like, "Where's my daughter? Where's my daughter?" It is very cultish in a way.
Full on.
Yeah.
It has all the brainwashing layers.
Right.
Stockholm syndrome, where you're abusive with bursts of niceness, so that they extra bond to their abuser. It's like the whole formula. It's like he studied it.
Yeah. Who knew pee was so intoxicating?
I guess so, man. These guys.
He just roofies himself and pees on them, and then they get all roofied that way.
Oh god.
It's a never-ending cycle.
Imagine singing that well. Imagine doing anything in your
On
life
retinol?
so skillfully that young women just want to live with you and get peed on by you and whatever, just because they just hear your voice swooning, or say it's something more menial, like you just make the best
And you want
pancakes.
to be peed on by them.
Yeah.
Oh God!
Honestly, do you think that Sinatra had people peeing on? I mean, other than the mobsters. But,
He was way too classy.
well,
What if you were like an HVAC technician? You just like fix the air conditioning so gracefully that women are like, "Wait, I got an extra tip for you."
I don't think I've ever seen that on Pornhub. Although, they might have just opened up some ideas.
There's got to be HVAC technicians on
HVAC.
Pornhub.
Oh, my thing is blowing so well now. Speaking of that,
You know what else blows really well? Me, now that I'm cool.
Or like you just make ultimate pancakes in the morning, so like they just stay with you forever for that pancake tip.
that's
It's like
a,
your arm movements as you flip the flapjacks are just that enticing and graceful.
how is he in bed? Oh, he stinks, but those pancakes.
Oh, the way he flips those hotcakes.
I heard he legit stank though. He would just go around and not shower and just be in a stinky bathrobe all the time,
I
just
don't
wafting
understand
around
that.
the
Some
house.
women, they like the musk. I know a few of my friends who just the BO is an issue. And,
They
and
say
they're
that about
always
Post
got-
Malone, that he
They
stinks.
always got a girl with him. I don't understand it. I just don't.
He does look smelly, even though I like his music. Some people look like they smell different than other people.
I've never seen a picture of him where he's not profusively sweating.
And drinking a Bud Light, it's just constant morning Bud Lights. But no, real talk though, haven't you ever got a good bra whiff? You know, where you borrow a bra from someone attractive and you go for that.
I like that he
the
says
armpit
borrow
area.
so it doesn't seem as creepy. Remember when you steal a bra from somebody?
Right.
Okay.
Wait, what's that
So,
conversation?
does-
Excuse
does
me.
the-
Can I borrow one of your bras so I can sniff it later?
So
You
it's
have
the
to build a
article of clothing.
rapport.
Does it matter if she's attractive
You
or
don't
not?
lead with that.
Yeah,
yeah.
you didn't
No, I
say-
didn't say, it
not a
doesn't
good
matter if
leading
you
point.
close with it. That's still a weird thing to say. Excuse me, can I borrow your bra so I can sniff it later?
This was a great first date. But before we part, I don't know if this is early for me to ask, but I assume this late at night, you're probably just going to wash it or whatever anyway. So if you could let me borrow your bra until I see you next, because we're going to do this again. We're going to have another one of these. I'll bring it back. I can wash it for you if you want. I'm not going to right away. I'm going to put it on top of my pillowcase and fall asleep. My nose is going to be in the armpit area.
You are probably going to wear it, Waz. Let's be honest.
Exactly.
I don't want to mess up the smell.
Like, what does the girl think you're doing with it? I want to. Any females out there listening, please comment on this. How creepy that would be. Oh my lord.
She might be thinking I'll rub parts of me on it or something weird like that. I don't want to affect
Mark
the
your
smell
territory.
though.
The whole thing
No.
is weird. She's
It
going to
is.
think the whole thing
Yeah.
is weird.
It's not that weird to smell the armpit section of it.
That is so
repeatedly.
weird. It should have been an episode on Seinfeld.
Well, you know, the in
No,
between
then
area.
the show would be about something.
The in between area has a different smell than the armpit area.
Right. The canyon.
But like the
canyon
cup
versus
area
strap.
doesn't smell very much. It's the in between area, and when you like kind of measure the difference between the smells, you can find out like if they're chemically compatible.
He's already done this. This
If
is
you're-
why he knows the cups don't
So it's a
smell that much.
pheromone.
No,
You're-
for
you're-
sure.
You're
That-
speaking of pheromones.
Yeah.
Basically.
So we can only detect them either subconsciously or as smell, and whether you like interpret a smell as good, and it means that there's high genetic compatibility. Our offspring are going to be very viable, and this is how I'll explain it as I get this bra to sniff.
I still.
This is part of discovering.
Right.
This is
That's cool.
scientific. We're going to find out how viable our offspring are going to be. Gonna jump in some guns there.
Maybe just a few.
I wonder if that would work on that.
That was how I shut myself up about the bra thing. That's what that stinger is.
That's
Hey,
definitely a conversation ender.
it's actually a good time to pay some bills.
There you go.
Pay some
Yeah.
Williams. Pay some Billies. Pay some Bob Thorntons.
Another night of drinking, and I'm feeling so low. Another night of drinking, I got no get up and go. Maybe I drank too much. whiskey, beer, and such. Need a little shot of Hangover Joe's. Now you see me moving and my feet ain't dragging the floor. Feeling pretty good and my head ain't pounding no more. Happens all the time, and the only thing saving my life is a little red and yellow shot called Hangover Joe's. Hey folks, this is Ken from the Altogether's. We tend to drink a lot at our shows. Actually, we drink a lot everywhere. Hell, I'm drunk right now. Sometimes I get tanked just so I can drink Hangover Joe's. Now, while you should drink responsibly, things do tend to get out of hand from time to time, and that's why you should get Hangover Joe's right now while you're sober. Now, if you excuse me, I got a song to finish, so I can go get drunk. Happens all the time, and the only thing saving my life is a little red and yellow shot called Hangover Joe's. A little red and yellow shot called Hangover Joe's.
Cold Cock American Herbal Whiskey. Enjoy responsibly.
All right, Dicks, but I told you to register for the free Aerosmith tickets by clicking on the link for the Radio Vegas Rocks app and then simply register your name and phone number under the VIP tab. To punish you, Dicks, I'm going to play Janie's Got a Gun on my hand flute while I explain again how great this contest through Radio Vegas Rocks truly is. This is free airfare, free hotel accommodations, and 2 VIP tickets on the actual stage. You're on the stage watching Aerosmith play. If one of you dicks win these tickets and you have no one to go with, I'll go with you. I would love to see if Aerosmith on stage turtle, even if you win. As long as you promise you don't roofie my drink, you don't have sex with my dead corpse. Hopefully he doesn't make my skin into some sort of apparatus he wears around his face. I'll even stay with you. All you have to do is download the Radio Vegas Rocks app and register under the VIP tab of the app to win.
Download the Radio Vegas Rocks app right now.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Fade from Faded and Elevated, and I am so excited to talk to you guys about Deluxe Cleaning Service. Yeah, that's right. Miss Blanca Lopez, she is the cat's meow, y'all. She comes to your house. She comes to your office. She comes wherever you need her to go, and she cleans that sucker up like it's never been cleaned before. Yeah, that's right. She will come absolutely anywhere. Wherever you need her, she's there to keep you clean in the deluxe way.
Hello, we're back. It's Greasy Conversation, the talk show on RadioVegas.rocks. Be sure to mention Radio Vegas Rocks for all of the sponsor communication that you make, because you're going to be talking to these people on the regular, our glorious sponsorinos. So, welcome back. We've covered all the bird news and flying spiders. Now we're in uncharted territory. Roy Thomas brings up baby milk. I don't remember what we were talking about that would make him say baby milk, but it is what it is.
Maybe.
Maybe he just likes it.
I do.
Well, instead of like almond milk, you just make milk out of babies. It's a milk substitute.
He just squeeze a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more of an excretion than a milk, so to say.
It's like
Maybe he's sniffing bras that have baby milk in it.
Baby bras?
No, not
These
baby,
little tiny
not
bras
baby
for
bras.
babies.
A bra
that's
from
terrible.
some woman that breastfeeds, so it's got baby milk in it.
Yeah,
Maybe it stinks a little.
that might make a third smell area in the cup section,
a sour smell.
Yeah.
Sour smell, a pheromone.
but it could be like a good sour, like
never a
the
good
beginning.
sour.
I don't know if you've had like a good brie.
I've never had it.
I'm not biting on the sour bra smell. Sorry, man. I just can't get into it.
Welcome back on that note.
Yeah.
You're on your own with that one.
This is uncharted territory.
Yeah. All right. Let's jump into some news. All right. So we bring this up every time there's a story because apparently it happens multiple times a fucking year. So this guy in Australia at a party, Christmas party, was dared to eat a gecko.
Oh, yes.
So instead of saying, no, why would I eat a fucking lizard? Don't you know those things are dirty as fuck and have salmonella?
Yeah, especially somewhere where everything kills you.
Yeah. So it's debated whether he actually ate it or maybe like licked it or maybe didn't wash his hands after handling it. So the partygoers didn't really... there was no like consensus on if he actually ate it. But anyway, dude got hella sick and died.
The sinister face on this gecko is the best
Yeah,
part.
dude, he's so like... He's cute but also sinister.
I killed you and saved you a bunch of money on your car insurance.
If you scroll down a bit, there's another lizard at the bottom that's super friendly.
Just do not go around licking random lizards. Oh, that one's looking so cute.
Why is this one so adorable? He looks like he's gonna teach you a lesson about history.
Well, it's the before and after.
Right.
And it's like, you look so tasty there, and then gotcha.
Yeah. So again,
How many licks to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop?
in the event that you handle a lizard, wash your goddamn hands
Yeah, they do carry salmonella on their skin.
and don't eat lizards. Don't pretend to eat lizards. Don't get them anywhere near your mouth.
I don't believe
Actually,
he
any
pretended. I
orifice.
think he actually did it in front of the party guests.
Yeah, probably.
Because we read the story, and there was witnesses go, well, we seen him do it.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
Yeah, it's like some people saw him, some people didn't, and they could have
well,
just
thanks
not
for
saw
stopping
him.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like no one's like, oh, hey, don't do that because
You'll
salmonella.
die. Yeah.
They're
You're
all
going to get
around
really
chanting,
sick.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Nice. Full,
Gecko goes great with a Foster's.
The other picture is way better.
where he's like, that one's all friendly and
Yeah.
introspective. What's with this side light too? It's like moody lighting.
For the lizard, yeah.
He's looking at him like, yeah, but this is the one that's like, eat me, bitch.
Yeah,
yeah,
this
they
is
like-
the real killer.
They set up like the lights and everything to take that photo, man.
Yeah, the other one was like a glamour shot. This one's in action.
This one, you can tell when they snap that picture, that's what was on his mind. You eat me, I'm going to kill you.
It's like last 10 minutes of the cameraman's life captured.
Right.
I will haunt you.
Photo of the lizard I just ate.
I have a confession though, you guys. I dodged a bullet on this one. When I was a Boy Scout and I went to the forest around Southern California, like Arrowhead kind of area, Big Bear, we didn't know about this salmonella thing. And it was like my first experience at having all these wild animals I could just catch. There's tons of these bluebelly lizards, western fence lizards. And you could just put your hand over them and grab them and put it in your mouth and blow them into the air and catch them back in your mouth. So I just and they would play dead. So you'd catch one, put it in your mouth, lie on your back on your bunk and spit it in the air and try to catch it in your mouth and then let it go and then run away after like a good half an hour of playing dead for a while because it'd stun it.
So did you get your animal cruelty badge for that?
I did. I thought it sounds horrible now, but I mean, I was a child, and at the time, I thought it was like an adventure for it too, like a cool little ride.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, God.
So holla if you also had this phase. That's the cruelest I've been to an animal. I obviously didn't get it as a kid either.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not quite serial killer territory, but
No.
I love these. Oh, they would play dead. It's like, well,
I just want to know what planet you live on.
To even come up with this game.
Yeah. And then just to go up to a girl and be like, can I borrow your bra to sniff it? Like, that just...
right?
No, I mean, we'd be friends and stuff first. I'd explain the whole scientific reason why it was valuable for everyone.
Would you spit the lizard out first?
Yeah. Do you want to see my lizard?
You open your mouth a little bit and the lizard's tongue comes out.
Give me your
bra.
Oh, man. Shout out to IFL Science, though, the source of this. They're turning into the Darwin Awards.
It's got to be like
Yeah, it's pretty good.
The site is like, what animal killed someone today? The Science Channel.
Yeah,
Right. It's they're funny.
that's just unbelievable.
All right, so
Let's put a pin on that one real
yeah.
quick.
That needs to be my screensaver.
Right? That screensaver that you can't sleep near.
All right, so I'm sure some people are worried about facial recognition technology in the future. And there's been some attempts of like how to beat it or what's the best way to beat it so it can't recognize you. And it turns out that normally if you painted your face, it wouldn't really do that much because of the way it defines and tracks faces. But it turns out that the face paint of juggalos in particular beat some facial recognition technology. Not all of it.
But it's among the best.
Yeah, but some of it for sure. And the reason is because the huge black smiles they paint, it distorts how it reads the jawline, so it can't accurately like frame the face in the first place.
Yeah, because the algorithms will look for contrast between light and dark to find shadows, and the shadows will define the contours. And that high a contrast just breaks the whole perception that it normally has.
How intriguing. After all these years, they finally found something they're good at.
Damn.
Unbelievable.
So, but it doesn't actually beat Apple's Face ID because that uses
Actual depth
perception
sensing.
instead of just light. Yeah.
Yeah, Apple, if you don't know, and similar technology, they will actually project a grid of dots on your face. And how the dots look in this infrared camera tells how far parts of your face actually are from the phone.
It's just fine because they're used to getting dots blown in their face of the feces.
I didn't even know they were still a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Were they ever? I actually read an article, and this kind of it just kind of pissed me off a little bit. Like, full disclosure, I'm a huge hippie, freaking followed fish for 3 years, blah, blah, blah. Different.
So you're like a festival
conversation.
Adjacent.
Yeah, different conversation.
Different kind of festival.
So I was reading this article, and I think it was an editor for Spin actually wrote this article. I don't think it was in Spin, though. And they tried comparing the fans of fish to juggalos. And immediately I was pissed off. Like, I wanted to kick a puppy. I wanted to kick a puppy. I literally wanted to kick a puppy. I'm like, this is bullshit. I never read anything on paper that's ever angered me so. And I've read Mein Kampf. And I was so upset by this. But they kind of made the contrast to how fanatical these people are. The fact that they hold their own festival every year, although I don't know if you can call it a festival, whatever that garbage dump that they do,
the
where
gathering.
everybody goes. Yes, the gathering.
It's kind of like a trade show, right?
Yeah,
If
they
you're
trade
traded-
STDs and hepatitis. It's the most
like how
disgusting things.
You separate hepatitis as like it's not so much of an STD. It's we all have it around here, don't we? Come on now.
It's different levels, of hepatitis. I'm a class 1, you know.
I had
more
a
experience
roommate
points.
here that was a juggalo. I never understood. He goes, "You'll never understand life, bro." You're right.
Yeah,
You
say whoop
the
2
life.
times.
The life.
Dude, you just paint your face, say whoop whoop, and drink Faygo.
Whoop whoop.
You change your underwear every 2 weeks, but the problem is when you put a new one on, it's dirtier than the one you had on beforehand.
Yeah, but it's had a chance to dry out.
Like I have this new thing that I've been going around like disgusted by this movement of crust punks. That is.
Oh yeah, I grew
Yeah.
up
On
with
the
some
West
crust
Coast.
punks at my high school.
And like I frequent a few bars, especially downtown where I live, and
I'm honestly surprised that's still a thing.
it's still a thing.
The crust punk thing.
It's still a thing, and I have 10 times more respect for the dirtiest crust punk than I do for the cleanest juggalo.
Why are they always super nice? Why is that part of the crust punk like aesthetic is to be like super nice? It's like you can't hate the person for their smell when they're talking to you all sweetly.
No, because they're really nice people, right? They got no hate in their life. I mean, it just well,
They don't even hate bacteria on their
right.
body.
Well, it's kind of hard to be
Apparently,
negative.
they hate water.
I don't hate people. I just hate elements. But like, it's hard to be a
hate
negative
molecules.
guy when you need to bum everything you need to subsist in life.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
the way.
yeah, that's
You
a
know,
good
you're
point.
not going to walk up to somebody and go, "Hey, you're an asshole," and then, "Hey, can I bum a cigarette from you?" You know,
They have to be nice for the mooch level to
right.
function.
The mooch level, you never made a cranky mooch, have you?
Such a good point. That deserves a safe door closing. On
man.
that fact going in the vault.
That was my favorite story so far.
I guess we should talk about the ice cream liquors have started
Oh.
this new trend.
So
and
this is like the
it's
new
spreading.
challenge.
Yeah, so it started with one chick who
I'll bet she
opened.
was a juggalo.
Yeah, probably. She went into a store, opened a pint of ice cream or whatever, and licked the top, and then put it back.
Not just the top, they also lick the inside of the lid.
That's so gross.
Yeah, they're going to get it good when they go.
That's just an extra level of FU right there.
It's so
right?
funny. Greg didn't post an article, just like a rant in the news about how this person's a jerk.
Yeah.
It's so awesome.
And then they just start. And then it started. Then there was a guy who like opened Arizona iced tea and hocked some loogies in there and closed it and put it back. And then there was like a chick with the mouthwash, went and used mouthwash in a store. And then Jay was showing us the one, what someone like.
She's laying in the freaking vegetable thing at the store, and she's rolling around in the lettuce, rolling all over her legs. And there's people watching. It's like, get her out of the freaking vegetable bin. Like, why are you allowing that to happen?
Was the misters on though?
Probably not.
I've kind of fantasized about that.
Yeah.
on a
That'd be
hot
great
day.
if the
On
misters
a
got
hot,
it.
hot day.
Me
you
too,
know?
but to be honest, not in the vegetable.
No, I would
Yeah.
never. I would never. I would never. But I actually read that somewhere, I think a young girl licked a popsicle stick, or it might have been a tongue depressor, and the mom got arrested. Like, they arrested the mom over it.
Well, that girl that did the ice cream, the blue bunny is they're fully going for it.
Good.
Like, she can get up to 20 years, and she's
Yeah.
already been fined like $10,000 for food tampering because they had to go through all the ice cream to find out which one it was.
Nah, they would have tossed the whole
They had,
batch.
they had to, yeah, they had to
would've
throw
tossed
it
the whole
all out,
batch.
and then they did locate the one it was. But they that's a lot of food cost, and
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
Walmart doesn't want to get
But-
stuck with that bill. So
And the sad thing is with the amount of vitriol right now in society about plastics and plastic containers and such. so it's either going to be where now they're going to have to seal them in plastic and add that much more to the dumps and the landfills.
well, there
and
are
such.
some ice creams that do already have the plastic seal. So
You know, if you just run a piece of paper tape over top of it, and if it's tampered, don't buy it.
right.
Yeah,
I think Bluebell's going to have to now because a lot of other, practically anything else you buy, I'm honestly surprised that there wasn't a plastic thing around the
Right.
paper lid part.
Right.
Because I didn't know that you could still buy. I haven't been buying a lot of pinty ice cream. I usually get. I prefer my ice cream on a stick personally, and it's all in this wrapper situation, like I'm some kind of astronaut. That's how I do ice cream. So I'm not used to these old people with their
Way too
paper
much thought
lids.
into that.
Yeah, I figure if you paper lid, you can put a paper, like you said, a paper strap over the top.
There's quite a few of them that already have like the seal around
Yeah,
it.
that
Yeah, yeah.
plastic
Like
thing on the
Breyers
top.
has it and stuff.
I just assumed they were all on
The
that
same with the
Breyers tip.
mouthwash. Like if you see that,
Yes.
usually almost all mouthwashes
Yeah,
come with
yeah.
that plastic seal. So if you see one that's broke off, don't buy it.
Yeah, don't pick the one on the shelf that
But
like,
it's
ooh,
sad,
you're
it's
special.
sad-
You don't have a.
it's sad that it's come to the point where that actually has to be thought of. Like,
Yeah.
you know, where you know, you have to have tamper-proof packaging.
I don't know. This sounds like a '50s kid prank. Like those. Look, come on, Sonny boy, we're gonna go lick some ice cream and laugh at kids at the general store.
Right, but you get all these idiots on the internet that are going to take it one step further.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the reason
You know,
why
they
Tide
mi-
Pods are being eaten.
They
you know?
might get away with it if they didn't put it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, then no one would know about it. But then what's the point?
Right.
If people don't know about it, you know, if you can't be notorious. But
I mean,
yeah.
she looks like she's enjoying herself there.
Well, she's had some ice cream.
She just had
Don't
some.
you scream for ice cream?
She had that one lick of ice cream for free.
Even
it was
lactose
so worth it.
even lactose intolerant people smile when they eat it.
It's she. You can tell in her mind that she's thinking, okay, just because I'm a pretty girl, I'm allowed to lick things, and people are glad when I lick things. Which there's a lot of cases when, say, like a pretty girl licking like a doorknob or a roller skate wheel, they're rewarded for this.
Consequences of their actions.
Well, wasn't it like a year or so ago that Ariana Grande licked that donut in the donut shop and put it back?
Oh,
I didn't hear about that. Oh
Yeah.
man.
most
Yep.
on Grande I've heard.
Yeah, totally on.
She licked Pete Davidson. That was not on Grande. The donut was a step up.
That's probably how she found Pete Davidson.
It's like, oh, I love it when they lick things.
Oh man.
It's a genetic lottery, though. It's like, you know, I think, I feel like to your point about the fact that pretty girl, you know, I mean, a lot of times
They think
people
they can
who-
just lick stuff.
People who are more attractive get away with a lot more things in life, you know, and it's maybe it is the fact that nobody spanked her. Well,
No,
she's
getting
licking things.
cracked
She's
down
been
though.
spanked, but
They're cracking down. That's the thing.
as
She's
well
getting
they
made
should.
an
As well they
example
should.
of.
They
As
need
well
to make
should.
an example for
Yeah.
sure.
You know, this type of behavior's, you know, that's not kosher, man.
Yeah, for sure. It's
We should have just
ridiculous.
let him eat all the Tide Pods.
Just
Yeah, right.
Let 'em
thin
go.
themselves out.
It's a survival of the species. We have coddled the weak for too long.
it's an example of someone that we shouldn't have warned about the Tide Pod danger.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
If they looked at him and thought they were delicious, knock yourself out.
Yeah. Right.
Well, just don't swallow something that you've already like tasted to definitely be gross, poisonous soap. Like the tasting is one thing; it's the go in the full swallow.
When it burns your throat
Yeah.
immediately, it's probably not a good sign you should be continuing to eat it.
It's like drinking bleach. Once you get past that first drop,
Yeah. Once
It's on
it burned
you,
a
bro.
hole in my throat, it wasn't
Yeah.
so bad.
but the aftertaste, it's really good for weight loss.
you get to taste all your organs inside.
Yeah.
You can taste
Yeah.
them.
You lose everything through the
Melting.
autopsy.
Oh man.
All right, who's next?
All right. Got this. So
Behold.
Yeah.
That was dramatic.
that was. So
worth
we all
it.
know that there have been some stories coming around about all the influencers who go around and ruin things by taking pictures in places that they shouldn't because they got to get the picture.
Like Chernobyl.
Yeah, they're starting to take pictures in Chernobyl now.
Oh no.
the top of the Empire State Building.
IFL's graphic about it though.
Yeah, it's great, man. But so apparently there's this like lake in Russia that looks really, really beautiful, but it also happens to be where it's a power plant ash dump. So yeah, power plant just dumps a bunch. So even though it looks really pretty, it's not all that great. And while it's not like extremely toxic, it still will irritate your skin. And you should definitely not drink the water. And someone actually posted, they're like, "Oh, water tastes a little sour." Yeah, so
Sour.
yeah,
That's like a big water being salty. There's a time in natural life when that's okay, but sour.
Because in Russia, the lakes
You,
eat
you just told us that there could be a good sour. So what are you talking about?
yeah.
All right, touche.
Uh,
Maybe that water's delicious.
and also the lake bed is muddy with a bunch of deposits from the plant. So if you're like walking around in there, you can actually get stuck. And if no one's
Then
around
your
to
skin
assist
glows
you,
at night.
yeah, that's how they'll find you.
Oh man, if it's just a little bit irritating though, this looks kind of nice. It looks kind of.
It looks really awesome. Like
really
it would be cool to
tempting.
go like
I
chill
would-
there on a floaty.
I would have a hard time getting in any body of water in Russia.
Yeah, that's probably accurate.
Their,
yeah.
their environmental record is almost as bad as New Jersey.
Yeah.
Like I say, in Russia, the lakes eat you.
Right.
Oh no. Okay, so
So we can do a short one before the
yeah,
old break.
yeah. Do we have a
Which
quick
one?
bite?
Yeah, so this one I was just amazed. Basically, a mob got together in Philadelphia of 60 teens, maybe some slightly older, and they mobbed a Walgreens. So 60 people just rushing into a Walgreens and just jacked a bunch of stuff and trashed the place. So they stole, 6 to 7 grand in damages, man. And I'm just like, what if
60 people?
Yeah, 60 people got together to trash a Walgreens. Imagine if they want to do like anything else positive.
Doesn't seem like that much damage.
Yeah, how did they
6 to 7
organize?
grand?
Yeah,
$6,000
yeah.
to $7,000.
They put it on Facebook, like the people that want to raid Area 51.
Same method.
Isn't that the Naruto run? Oh, what a shit show.
They,
I
can't,
cannot wait. I
they
cannot
can't
wait.
get us all.
I want to sit there with bags of popcorn and just love life, you idiots.
Yeah, that thing is like blowing up now. Like we talked about it last week briefly, and it was only like 70,000 people, and now it's like 400,000 or something. So everyone's getting in on it.
Yeah, I saw a separate one where it was a separate group in like a subsect. I guess now they're picking teams, like in a, we're all going to be part of this division or whatever.
Oh
And there
man,
was one, we're going to form a tesseract. And I was like, that might work. At least you have shields then, you know? For those who don't know, a tesseract is a Roman military formation where they would form shields above and beyond. Sorry.
No, I'm really glad you bring this
Yeah.
up because I was thinking of the Avengers and I thought it was going to be like lightning and some like Tony Stark magnet thing or
There
something.
might be whatever they had. There might be the aliens there.
We
coming to
don't know
defend
what's in there.
them. We don't know.
That's right.
We don't know. There might be like who knows? Who knows?
There might be a Captain American shield. We don't know.
Yeah, right.
I want to refresh everybody that missed the previous episode. We talked about this. My prediction, because I think it's going to be what happens. So the people that didn't just say they're going as a joke, like I did, are going to go bomb the place, and they're going to be met with a bunch of locked doors to underground bunkers and military people with tents and free water ready to sign them up to join the army. Like, I'll show you what's up in here.
think-
I'll fast track you, young boy. I'll fucking show
You
you
think
how
the
to get in.
National Guard isn't
Show
going to
you
be
some
called
aliens.
to stand on the inside of that border? They're going to have 15 times the security.
Yeah, but they're all
You
going to
know?
have clipboards and just
Right.
sign right here, and we'll get you right in. We'll
But,
get you
but
a
the
uniform.
joke is they said it's going to happen September 20th. It's going to be really on the 21st.
Now you got to do it earlier, the 19th, right? Yeah. Surprise! You got to take the initiative.
Yeah, they're going to be not even ready.
Yeah, I just think that the only people that's more excited about watching this than me are the funeral directors around the area.
Nah, there's just going to be a ton of recruits. All these people that are dumb enough to think they can see aliens storming Area 51 are also going to be dumb enough to believe some recruiter that's going to say that they'll fast track you into. We'll put you in the alien infantry where you'll be the first to see aliens.
If you want to see it, join the army.
No, trust me.
We'll give you 40,000 to go in the infantry to go to Afghanistan. If you work your way, you might end up posted here.
Yeah, we'll put you in the alien training course. No. I've been in there, son. There's hella aliens. It's beautiful.
Right.
You'll see your wildest dreams. Just sign this paper.
Alien chicks are smoking.
Got green bitches in there.
Oh man, maybe illegal aliens. Then.
It's just Latin women with green body paint.
It's just I love it. I love everything about the story. The Naruto run part was just brilliant, though. Whoever
Yeah.
introduced that to the story was.
They should really
We'll run
play.
faster than bullets. I'm just like, oh my god, I love
No
it.
one could read the description and take it seriously. But I mean, they should go all out. They should have like models with antennas on their heads and paper mache flying saucers and stuff, and just make a party.
Does it not make you want to actually just go to Rachel though? That day, just to see what is going to go. I mean, I don't want to go on the base, but
I don't want to be
allow
anywhere near it.
the traffic going up because
Yeah, but if
you've
they,
been to Rachel,
who knows what's
it's
in
like
there?
one
And if
line,
they
yeah.
really do something, who knows how ugly it could get?
Well,
I
as long
think-
as you're not near the actual, because the actual demarcation line of the
Right.
base is a ways away. But
Yeah.
I just it's going to be
Well,
brilliant.
Area 51's right in between Area 52 and Area 50. So there's
Are you
obviously
sure
a
about
lot
that?
of areas.
Are you sure about
I mean,
that?
like, if Groom Lake is that big and it's just Area 51, imagine how many dang areas there are. If you look at a map of Nevada that's a political map, the majority of the state, like about 2/3 of it, is government test area.
Right.
Very little of this state is actually like state that people can live on and stuff. So at this point, with Area 51 being so known, it's kind of like a dummy test facility. You know, they're testing their like B level stuff that they don't care as much about. People seeing from some hillside as
I
stuff
don't
way
agree.
further in.
Well,
I don't
actually,
agree. It's too heavily guarded.
yeah.
It's definitely heavily guarded enough that I think it's got top secret stuff still.
Oh, it's
but
up-
I think it's like maybe it's not going to be C or D level secret. I think it's up there at B. But I think there's got to be a base or two that's like a notch more secret that they can afford to throw a party at this base for
Well,
these
that's
people coming.
that's Area 49 and 50.
I don't know.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like a Frenchman Mountain, which used to be back in.
Isn't
I
that
thi-
like Area 3
I
and
think
area like
it's
the
actually-
single digit
it's,
areas?
It's actually it just became part of the range. I think like 4 or 5 years ago. It used to be because it was 2 ranges over from actual Groom Lake, but the mountain was high enough where if you had a strong enough lens on your thing, you could actually see the base, not in great detail, but you could see the actual base.
Uh-huh.
And the government actually bought that area, or eminent domain. BLM took it over, and it became part of the range because they didn't even want you there.
Yeah, because it was just like the plaque and like public land kind of thing for.
Well, I think if anything, the only thing really that is top secret. I don't believe there's aliens up there. I don't think the government could keep that kind of secret.
But could a corporate entity that's a contractor keep that kind of secret?
No.
Because we don't know what's in Coca-Cola or Kentucky
Right.
Fried Chicken, 7 herbs and spices, 11, I mean.
Yeah, that is kind of interesting.
So, like, that was
isn't it?
something BG brought up that's like, oh, wait a minute, corporations can keep secrets pretty good,
That
though.
vault in Atlanta that has the recipe for new Coke.
Yeah, did you know when they transferred the 11 herbs, it was with 2 identical armored vehicles, and you wouldn't know which armored vehicle actually had it, and they
Right.
took 2
So they
different
had a
routes.
dummy vehicle?
Yeah, and they took 2 different routes during the city and
That's
did it on a
intriguing.
random day. It was this
Right.
whole thing, yeah.
Right? Imagine pulling that over in a heist, and it just be ranch dressing recipe. Foiled! Oh.
What I wonder is in the factories where these spices are put together, how do you have like one person know like 6 of the herbs and another person knows like 5
Everybody
herbs?
knows. I mean, they're in the know about like what
Then these people can't talk to each other and compare notes on the herbs.
No,
that
that's the
they're-
thing. If you
the
if you
left
want to
and the
be,
right Twix factories.
Right?
yeah, like if you
No,
want
left.
if you want to be one of the ones that's like old school where they, you learn the secret, but then they like remove your vocal cords or something so you can't talk, and then like you're the only one who can know, but you can't tell anyone.
They didn't call him the Colonel for nothing.
Right?
The herbs and spices are only mixed by this monk that lives in this one floor of the office building that just can't leave. Just these buckets go into his area and just leave his area.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I think it's
The spice monk.
The herbs aren't hard to find out. It's the proportion. It's what herbs are.
How much of each one?
Right.
Yeah. Because it's so exactly the same with their super tight quality control over there. Then you get like a bone or some hunk of black breading in there. It's like this bread marble.
Or every few years you get like the fake rat one where somebody has post a picture of like a fried rat.
Yeah, and they're like, I got this at KFC.
Yeah.
Like someone working there wouldn't notice the tail.
Yeah. That's what a rat looks like.
Ooh. On that note.
Yeah.
Wait, I did that one. This one. Yeah. That's the one with the spiders. That has the spider sounds. That's a callback to Spider Town.
Yeah.
That's the creepy crawly one.
All right, should we jump on our
Creepy crawly
commercial
fly.
talk?
Oh shoot, it's that time. Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
What is Jesse Ray's Barbecue? Well, it's a tiny, unassuming place with a modest menu of platters, sandwiches, and house-made sauces. Located at 5611 South Valley View. By the smell alone, you're gonna know you're in the right place. Come try the award-winning slow-smoked ribs, chicken, pulled pork, hot links, and brisket. The sauce is also something to talk about, as you will want to eat it with every bite. Here's a tip. Their sauces are available for purchase. When people ask you, how do you like Jesse Ray's Barbecue? You'll say, like most people I know, I don't like it, I love it. Jesse Ray's Barbecue is 100% legit. Stop on by for a meal that will satisfy your barbecue-loving lips. Mention RadioVegas.rocks for 10% off your order. Jesse Ray's, located at 5611 South Valley View on the corner of Valley View and Russell. Come in, take a bite, find out why they're so award-winning.
Hey Las Vegas, are you tired of the grind of the busy Las Vegas Strip and lifestyle? Do you feel like you need to get away to an island retreat without ever really leaving town? The Golden Tiki Bar. It's located at 3939 Spring Mountain Road. You can rumble in the sand of what it seems like a lost hideaway with hot Treasure Island girls, amazing drinks, tiki gods who will be smiling down upon you. The Golden Tiki offers a multitude of experiences. It's open 24 hours a day. It's located right in the heart of Chinatown. It's 3939 Spring Mountain Road. It's the Golden Tiki Bar.
Dude wipe.
True. A guy one time, he pulled his pants down and bent over and spread his cheeks.
What did the 5 minutes look like before that? Like, how did he just lead up to that?
He was proposing.
I was sitting there talking to his mother.
Dude wiped.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute.
And
What?
he did it in front of me and his mother.
And his mother?
It's just crazy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dude wiped.
Crying because his butthole was so big, but that's another story.
Oh my
Wait a minute. Whoa,
Wait a minute.
We'll talk about
You can't leave that hanging out there.
pause.
He's got a big butthole, but we'll talk about it later.
Yeah. Right back to you, Jay.
Yeah.
Dude wiped.
Was it clean at least?
No,
Oh!
I think that's why it looked big. It was brown, full of junk. Yeah, it's nasty.
Oh,
Yeah.
Not even Manscaped?
he just got shit flakes.
Are you saying what he needed
falling
was
He
all
was
some...
over
like,
the place.
I don't know.
Are you saying what he needed was some dude
Dingleberries
wipes?
He
all
was
over
a
the place.
teenager, and I told her, I said, I don't think his butthole's that big. I think it was just crap. She started crying.
You see some dude wipes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Proud
definitely.
sponsor.
Get the address.
Yeah.
Ship him out a case of dual wipes.
Y'all, I'm so sorry. I always send the stories in the wrong direction.
No,
It's quite all right.
what other direction could you send it?
Right.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Dude wipes.
Some guy bent over and showed me his dirty butthole.
Yeah. Someone's got a mic drop. Someone's got a sound drop now.
Dude wipes.
Dude wipes. Exactly.
Wipes.
That's their new commercial. I'm gonna cut it tomorrow. Make sure it happens.
Yeah, you got to.
I got a new dude wipes commercial for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me hear it. Dude wipes. The guy bent over and showed me his dirty butthole.
Dude wipes.
Dude wipes.
The guy got naked in the Rock Comedy Show.
Oh,
Dude wipes.
my mind's eye keeps remembering. I don't want to.
DudeProducts.com.
Hey everyone, it's your buddy Crazy J back again to tell you about Angel Wax. We've been telling you about it for a while now. This product is absolutely amazing. Our boy Tommy Davis, the man behind Angel Wax, he has been working hard for you. He has been on tour, he has been traveling, he's done car shows, he's done conventions. He is spreading the gospel of Angel Wax, and it's working. A lot of people are getting into it. They love it. Those car enthusiasts that are spending their weekends detailing it like crazy, love it. If you want to outshine the rest of the cars on the road, the best way to do that is by getting some Angel Wax. Let Tommy Davis know that RadioVegas.rocks sent you to him to try this amazing product. Angel Wax, get in on it today.
All right, we're back. It's Greasy Conversation, the talk show on RadioVegas.rocks. I just want to say that just like any episode, I'm always worried about how amazing it's going to be, how spectacular, to maintain that sparkling, spectacular level that we've started this season off with. And I can confidently say that I can now grudgingly approve of this episode as one that you should show your friends.
Grudgingly.
In fact, starting just from season 4, this has been a really powerful season, so it's never been a better time to gather the grandparents together, get your younglings, and just make a family moment where the people that you see around the water cooler at your work that don't have this in their lives, you can share it with them. You can spread this gospel with the people that you know and love, and it's one of the only ways that we can truly infiltrate the community that you live and learn and grow in. And on that note, speaking of our community, Frank's Tiki, Golden Tiki.
That's two different things.
I said two. I
You
meant two
totally
together.
blew a sponsor.
So Golden Tiki, one of our sponsors, has some news going on right now, though.
Yeah.
And it's the best tiki because there's Disney stuff there.
Yes. And RadioVegas.rocks and my radio show have...
The Rock and Comedy Show.
We have been working on it for a while, but we can honestly say that July 31st, that is a Wednesday, 10 p.m., if you are a fan of the original show back in the 70s, Land of the Lost.
Ooh.
Yeah, living in the land of the lost.
Yeah, we have...
I used to watch it as a kid.
We have Wesley Ur, who played Will, and Kathy Coleman, who played his sister Holly.
Oh, that's cool.
And an original Slee Stack, and they're coming down there to do an autograph session with their yellow raft and all that. And
I forgot about the Slee Stacks.
We're gonna do a huge bar sing along of the theme song. They're gonna get their head shrunk and all that good stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
So come on down and party with Land of the
there.
Lost guys, which is being sponsored, of course, by Golden Tiki and RadioVegas.rocks.
Awesome.
A lot of people don't know that the birds from the Tiki Room at Disneyland, one of those birds is there to cuss
No,
at
there's
you.
2 birds.
Yeah.
Alfonso and Al.
And they're
Or
robots.
Bud and Alfonso.
Bud
yeah.
and Alfonso.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm pushing the robot tip so much. You know me and robots is the thing. I get excited about any kind of robot.
It's pretty awesome.
And Lord knows I like birds. So on that bird tip, that's a good place to get your robot bird situation on.
Yeah, so they come out for the Star Trek convention, and people don't know the tie-in with Land of the Lost and Star Trek.
It's so cool.
Walter Conan, who played Chekhov in the original Land of the Lost, played Enoch, the talking sea stag.
Oh, okay.
Had
Yeah,
no
I did not
idea.
know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a couple of the writers on Land of the
Yeah.
Lost actually wrote Trouble with Tribbles. So
Nice.
Probably my
there's
favorite
your
episode.
Star Trek Land of the Lost connect.
Yeah.
Such a legendary episode, though. Like, if you haven't gotten into the first generation of Star Trek, that's a good episode to start with.
I love the Deep Space Nine episode they did. Yeah. They went back and did it frame by frame, but they put themselves in the original series while it was happening. That was pretty cool.
I did not see that one.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it's on Deep Space Nine.
Deep Space Nine was so underrated.
It was.
Yeah, it really
That's
was.
a show worth a rewatch. There's elements that other Star Trek series weren't able to get going with the whole fact that they're on the edge of two worlds and by this wormhole and all these weird trading things could happen and weird politics. Just had a lot of fun layers.
Yep, come on, July 31st.
The alarm was activated. Yeah. Yeah, you're well, here for people that pop in the middle of an episode, like our buddy Dre here. Come on, come closer. So the dogs, you have to give them a quick snuggle. When you come in, you have to give them attention right away, or they're like, "Well, this person didn't give me attention right away," and then they're like, "Okay, this person knew the rule." So I forgot to warn you about the quick dog snuggle. But if you could grab that chair there and share microphones with Josh. Dre, we have to give you extra attention because you're taking off in like 3 days.
Yeah.
And you actually haven't been on here before. But before I forget any kind of pluggy time, like you've created some cool music that's on SoundCloud. You've done other artistic endeavors. What would you most like to plug while I have you real quick?
I have a video up on YouTube I did a couple months ago called Low Earth Orbit.
Is that like a music video thing?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a music video.
I missed that one. Sorry. I check it out. I just
it's Dre Morningstar, Low Earth Orbit.
Dre Morningstar
Sweet.
is how I find you on SoundCloud also.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's where I'm the most connected.
DreMorningstar.com kind of amalgamates all of it.
Brilliant. Also, I've been following your tiny home endeavor with a converted trailer. Like cargo trailer turned into a little house.
Nice.
Yeah, I started that in early March.
Yeah, that's coming along. That's messing up my feed, though. Now I get all these tiny rolly houses
Yeah.
because of liking yours. And they're all crappy compared to your wallpaper situation.
Thanks.
It looks like the SLS in there.
Okay. I haven't been there.
It's fancy. It's
Thanks.
like, it's chandelierish. If I can use chandelier as an adjective, it's like that.
Yeah, I'm probably the only person with the tiny home with wallpaper by Jean-Paul Gaultier.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's funny.
But he didn't like hand draw it.
No, well, I don't know. He might have.
That'd be
Maybe
a
he
sick
did.
gig. I hand draw wallpaper. It takes forever.
Yeah.
All right.
Alright.
So, were we in the middle of a news thing? We were about to pop into one, right?
Yep.
Let's try to use one of these. I haven't used a billion times. No. Wow. Okay.
We know
I
which
feel
ones are played out.
There's certain zones that you think, okay, that's a zone I never push. So it's like the zone you always push.
Yeah.
It's like a trick. Like really over here, that one's super neglected. That's an old timey pull. So anyway. Yeah, they don't have the same effect when I discuss them as I'm doing them.
Right. Yeah. Now, listen to this dramatic sound.
Yeah, dramatic
Incoming.
sound time. Whoa, it's like a slicing an alien in the shoulder blade.
Oh, man. All right. So, recently there was a massive drug bust on this ship reportedly owned by J.P. Morgan, which this was just thrown in here because, I mean, they may own the ship, but I'm sure they didn't own all the shipping containers because anyone can buy those to ship shit in.
Yeah,
but
everyone's been talking about this massive cocaine bust. It's like the biggest cocaine bust ever. And talking about the controversy of J.P. Morgan owning the ship, but they didn't run the ship at all. It's just like the Santander Finance owns my car. I don't technically own it. But it's still my car. I'm still responsible for it. You can't sue the bank that I financed my car on for what I crash into.
Yeah, and this was reportedly $1.3 billion worth of cocaine. 40,000 pounds.
Yeah, I do the math that you could probably really toast up like a major city or like kill a small town with this cocaine.
Hopefully a couple small towns.
Or
Yeah, you
make,
could
or
take a
make
couple
one
out.
Fleetwood Mac album.
That's great. Yeah, I don't know. I just picked this because, like, right away you're like, oh, J.P. Morgan. I knew they were dealing drugs. All the banks they're all drug dealers. And
Yeah.
all, you know, and it's like,
That's
well,
the way it's spun in the headlines,
Yeah.
too.
Of course, you know, you see the Boiler Room or Wolves of Wall Street where it's just copious amounts of cocaine.
yeah, like they were buying it for themselves. You know?
That one.
Actually,
Yeah.
the DEA seized 1.5, but they only reported 1.3.
Yeah, exactly.
Papa
Yeah.
got to pay the bills.
Right? Yeah, I mean, they're just going to, like, turn around and just sell the shit. So,
Oh, no, that's just Mar-a-Lago's got a hell of a party this Christmas.
It's coke that they arranged to get anyway. It's government coke anyhow.
yeah,
This is
right.
all like a false flag. Like, look, we're catching our own coke, so we're catching coke.
It's
Yeah.
new Coke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The $6 billion worth in the other container.
Yeah.
Yeah, we seized $1.5 billion of cocaine. Can you believe $1.3 billion? Huh? Yeah, it's hard to
$1
believe
billion.
someone had $500 million worth of cocaine there.
Sir, why are you grinding your teeth during the press conference?
They found $600 worth of cocaine.
Yeah, next week, a small time bust.
Shark Week's gonna be lit.
Oh, damn.
Shark Week is going to be lit, indeed.
Love it.
This also reminds me of what's still going on in the Philippines. In a related article that was linked to one of these, there was some kind of cocaine boat crash that's just led to big armloads of coke just washing up on the Philippines all the time. Kids are ending up in the hospital.
Oh, gee, they just find, like, huge bags of Coke. and
Yeah.
just
It
go
happened
crazy.
in Long Island when I was, this must have been, I must have been like 10 or 11 in New York because a boat had sunk. And there was like, I think it was like something like 10 or 15 kilos washed up on a beach.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
man.
Why
Of
are we
course, it was
landlocked?
20, but, you know.
Right.
But was as when you got submarines and small boats, accidents tend to happen.
Man, all we have wash up is those plastic things with the little turn screw thing on the side of it that like go in your nose.
Yeah.
They're just lying in the bushes outside the strip clubs.
Oh god,
That's all we have wash ashore.
broken meth pipes. We're hoping California falls in the sea so we get an opportunity to have some good stuff washed.
Why are all
Right.
these little flower vases in the bushes? What's going on? Where they used to sell those with like a little flower in it. Like,
Right.
why is this portable flower vase with a weird hole in the bottom bowl part?
Wow, there's a lot of people who need tire gauges out here.
I just figured more guys were more romantic than me, you know?
Yeah, carrying around their single
Buying
flower.
their lady a little silk flower in a glass tube.
Right. Oh, man.
Such romance. What a romantic town. Oh man, it leads to some kind of romance though. Some kind of side to side job.
Yeah, romance
Grit
in
in
the
your
rock.
teeth.
Yeah, I got a bunch of rock for your wedding.
Some gummy romance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we
Yeah,
got.
what's next?
This is I like this. This is pretty funny. A guy posing as a police officer had a legit looking police car with lights on and everything, pulled over someone, and the person challenged them, basically saying like, you know, where's your credentials? And the guy who's posing as the officer, you know, tries to get out of it and say like, oh, it's at the office. I don't have them on me. Well, it turns out the guy who pulled over was like a deputy.
Yeah, basically
So, yeah.
a fake cop pulled over a real cop.
Yeah, who was off duty, of course, but so they busted him. Yeah. But,
Oh man.
Why would you
just
want to be a fake
the
cop?
luck.
This guy though, he's got
He's got a freaking bulldog goatee.
He looks like he's either related to cops or like hella a fake cop. Like he's got the stare down, but no one wears their hair like that in law enforcement.
Yeah, no cop's gonna have that goatee.
No.
Right, or
Get out of here.
Or you're not working. You're not working the beat. You know what I mean?
He looks like Vanilla Ice looked 10 years ago when he tried to come back.
It does though.
Oh my god. Damn.
It's really accurate though.
Just just the luck. But you're asking why like people would. It's actually just a scam. It's kind of old school, but dudes will do it. They'll either take advantage of women. Some dudes do it to get women alone on the side of the road in like dark areas.
Ask
Or
for their bras.
yeah, or they just rip people. They just steal stuff from people. Steal bras. Yeah, you don't even ask for them at that point. You're an officer. You just take the bras.
We gotta be nice about it.
In that picture there, he looks like Justin Federline.
Yes. There's a feather
man.
line in the woodpile somewhere in his genetics. So here, it's not, you don't just ask or just take a bra, you guys. You pull over, you say, look,
I love you're still defending this.
you're looking at what could be a $300 to $600 ticket.
That really made him think about it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to level with you, ma'am. You could take this to court, and they might drop it from $600 to $300. But there's another way that this could end up just a warning. It just depends on what's in your car and what's on your person. There's a policy we have here. We can trade this little piece of paper for a little piece of fabric. It's under your shirt. Just unclippy in the back. If I can hang on to your bra for a minute, then if I can just get a good whiff, I can write a different thing on this paperwork here.
So I'm just curious.
You have to be like smooth about it.
She's gonna have that on her phone, and then she's gonna go to the police department and go, "This guy's freaking weird."
Doesn't that come off creepier than if he asked for the blowjob?
Yes,
that's way worse.
That's 3 times creepier than the first time. Are you kidding?
Just draw. I'm making it awkward too.
Yeah. As you sniff a lot while you're talking. I just
let a little drool come down from the side of your mouth.
I'm not good at sexual predator tactics.
But you're saying it as if you are.
I'm trying to train people with no experience. So
you're better off just taking the bra without her knowing. That's it.
But what's going to happen is there'll be this generation of sexual predators that are so clumsy and bad at it that they like end up jailed quicker and easier. So I'm like,
a good thing.
yeah, I'm spreading clumsy, like get caught easy.
Misinformation campaign.
It's a misinformation campaign, exactly. Yeah.
Nice.
It's for the benefit of the world.
Nice. Sure,
Can I smell your bra? I can't believe you're still on there.
You just spun it to make something beautiful.
Yeah.
That's the law. That's the sound of the long gavel of the law coming down
All
on
right.
corruption.
This is my favorite story.
We got this guy in what appeared to be a routine traffic stop in good old Guthrie, Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah, this is great.
Oh, no.
Yeah, when our buddy gets pulling over, so the cops ask him, maybe he seemed intoxicated, doesn't really go into too much detail, but cops ask if he had anything in the car, and he said he had a unpermitted pistol in the console. So anyway, they go through the car. Turns out he had it was stolen. He had an open bottle of Kentucky Deluxe whiskey and a canister of yellow powder they later learned was radioactive uranium.
Shout out to Ange Kerfoot, because this is one of many of these news articles that our crack correspondent Ange Kerfoot, who recently released a music album on Bandcamp, pre-release Bandcamp. Look out for Into the Whatever. It's an album we made together. It's musical, it's good. But anyway, she finds some of the best articles, and this was one she found just before the show started. And this person looks really calm for being.
He looks like AJ from Strange Mistress.
Yeah.
And on top of that, he had a terrarium in the back seat with a live rattlesnake.
Yeah.
Pet. That's what it says in the article. It was a pet rattlesnake.
What do you do with powdered uranium, though? What was he going to do with that?
Well, he's going to powder a flux capacitor.
But I mean, like, real talk, if you just have uranium to take that from, like, electricity out of it.
No, you have to
there's a
enrich
lot
it,
of crap you need.
Yeah.
Explained what he was going to do with it.
Really? I didn't get that far because it was a...
the article we had was really brief.
The only thing I have to say is if that guy didn't turn to the cop and tell him that he's on a mission from God, there's something wrong with that. So that was a legend.
Right.
What was he gonna do with it? Because powder, you can't get it to blow up, can you? I thought
They said it wasn't enough to be dangerous, but they do have licensed people
they
in
can have
Oklahoma that use it to hunt with.
And you can.
Yeah.
What?
It's phosphorescent.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a phosphorescent.
You know, I mean,
So it like slightly glows. How do you hunt with that though? Are there like deer that like get
Maybe
psyched
at
about
night.
it?
I don't know.
Get those raver deer. You get the EDM deer to get all excited, like those glow stick deer. That's a thing, right?
Doe rot, doe rot,
Doe.
doe rot, doe rot.
I mean,
Apparently snakes like it because that's how he had a pet one in his bag.
Oh, so the snakes go for the uranium. Oh,
Maybe.
EDM snakes, you guys.
Snakes.
sometimes you just have three unrelated things that look really bad at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
Saying, I remember when Lowe's was starting to talk about keeping track of your purchases, and they had like the thing online. I was like, that's not right, man. I was like, they're gonna look and they're gonna see shovel, rope, lie. What the hell is this guy doing?
Fertilizer.
I could have a very easy explanation for this, but it just looks wrong.
Oh, that's awful. Or like when there was I can't remember which bombing it was after, but everyone was paranoid about buying fertilizer.
Yeah, it's all safe.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone was all stealthed out. There's so many buying fertilizer jokes. Okay, who's next? I promise this is a new sound. Get ready. Yeah, that's the footsteps of curiosity.
That was some uranium sound right there.
Oh, so I thought when we were talking about this uranium and guns guy, which we can talk more about if it comes back up, I thought you were going to talk about the spilled pig intestines that caused traffic
That's what I
delays.
was moving on to next.
I
yeah.
knew it. I sensed it in the cosmos.
Yeah, just I mean, just gross, man. But just a semi that was carrying a load full of pig intestines lost its load in the middle of the highway, and they had to close it down for a while, which is just disgusting.
Oh,
And then
this
I lost
picture.
my load.
Yeah,
It looks like there's
such a good
just
story.
mud and muddy crumbles on the side of the road.
Everybody likes sausage, but no one wants to know how the sausage is made.
Right.
Well, you know what's left on the pan when you give it a good cooking on the hot sidewalk? That's like across several lanes.
Yeah, but it's Kansas City. No one cares.
Yeah, it's like par for the course.
Right. This place smells like a slaughterhouse. Anyway.
Everyone's
Or
hungry.
as Kansas City calls it, Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Oh man, all the fast food nearby is blowing up. People are so hungry. Getting this Chitlins Road flavor
Wiener
smells.
Schnitzel is
Chitlins Highway.
have
Yeah.
the hot dogs for the day.
Road Schnitzel. All right, you guys.
All right. What about some? Let's do our last little guy.
Yeah, we blew through this last 30.
Talk.
Our last little commercial town.
Yeah, we're gonna have our last. Who was it? Bills. Pay some bills.
Pay some Bob Thorntons.
Pay some Bob Thorntons.
Are you tired of Mexican places that use store-bought salsa on their food? Then you need to come on down to Pinch's Tacos. Not only is everything delicious, but it's fresh. There is steam coming up off the tortillas. And with a full bar, you can make a Cinco de Mayo any time of the year. Make sure you order one of their blood orange margaritas and mention Radio Vegas and get a free Gringo Taco.
Gringo Taco.
That's right, a free Gringo Taco. So come on down to Pinch's Tacos where there's no wall between you and authentic Mexican flavor. Gringo Taco offer only good at 9205 West Russell Road.
Are you looking for that afternoon pick-me-up? Well, there's the energy drink way, but you're not a fan of all the sugar or the hard crash. Well, then you need Zip Fizz All Natural Energy. That's right, add it to your bottle of water, and soon you'll be replenished with 4 to 6 hours of all natural energy.
Zip Fizz Energy, no sudden crash, 10 calorie, low carb, vitamin B, the healthy energy mix. Zip Fizz.
ZipFizz.com.
It's back! The triumphant return of the Zoe Bowie Karaoke Contest. Brought to you by Zip Fizz All Natural Energy. With a grand prize of singing your favorite song on stage live with Zoe Bowie and his band. It's the Zoe Bowie Karaoke Contest. For more details, listen to The Rockin' Comedy Show or visit rockingcomedyshow.com. And keep it right here on the station that sings with Zoe Bowie. Radio Vegas.rocks.
At all Albo Pizza. Our mission is to bring a menu of savory Italian classics and tasty American fare to the city of Las Vegas. Combining a classic menu of Italian favorites and American fare, Albo Pizza was designed with a variety of palates in mind. United by fresh ingredients prepared daily, all our recipes are homemade, hand-tossed, and hard to resist. Explore their popular pizza offerings or branch out with our burgers and chicken wings. Whichever way you go, their menu is prepared to please. Located at 1510 South Las Vegas Boulevard next to Dino's. Visit them online at www.albopizzalv.com or find them on Facebook. For delivery, call 702-333-2526.
Yes, sir. Whoa.
Wow. You can see what we were doing during the commercial break. We were having a dog play time.
Harassing Peanut.
Harassing Peanut. No, she's fun. That's what she's here for. Okay, so we were talking about a porn parody of the B movie called Hepatitis B Movie. That was Dre's idea.
Yeah, I hope nobody makes it.
Yeah, right.
Starring Pamela Anderson.
Oh, hey, by the way, this is the Greasy Conversation talk show on RadioVegas.rocks. Those are the spiders that fly. We talked about flying spiders, too, using static electricity. Yeah, tune into the beginning episode for the recap of that. Behold.
I think we saved a bunch of science stuff for the end.
Ooh.
What about, I'm sure you are, well, science and tech, I'm sure you're more on this one. The Apple shuts down its walkie-talkie app.
Oh, yeah. Walkie-talkie gate, get ready. So it's just another, this is actually kind of cool and almost an Apple benefit if you look at it this way, because an exploit like this could be on a random Android watch and it wouldn't be noticed as soon because you don't have the same kind of user base. So the Apple Watches, there's a trick where an exploit was found where someone could kind of eavesdrop through it. So without someone like agreeing to walkie-talkie mode, you could get like walkie-talkie mode activated. Remember, there was a similar problem with FaceTime.
Right. Yeah.
And a kid discovered the fake FaceTime exploit,
Right.
and his mom had to fight for him to get the bug bounty for it.
Yeah, it took
and
like
to take him
48
seriously.
hours to get it to even be registered.
Yeah, they didn't take
Apple
him
kept
seriously.
denying it.
I feel like the NSA is getting really sloppy with their back doors. Like they need to write the code a little bit better. If a kid is able to hack it, and Apple, I'm sure that the NSA's it's got to be exploiting something like that.
And I don't want this to be poked as like this excuse that Apple isn't as high security as their, well, obviously not as high security as their reputation.
Top of it, at least.
They're more on top. Yeah, they're more ready. They're admitting it, but while there's no evidence that it's been used so far, supposedly it's an exploit that they discovered, and that's why they're shutting the app down for right now until they fix it. And they're saying no one's used it so far. But what people don't realize when one of these Apple exploits come out is it's kind of like when PCs were more ready for virus time because they're just way more popular and there was less Apple products. Well, with phones, it's kind of the opposite. Between Apple and Samsung, that's the majority of phones, so they're a bigger target. And yet they're still maintaining their security reputation in spite of having this bigger target situation pretty impressively. And it's a bigger news and just more of a big deal when there is an exploit like this. Meanwhile, for every one of these Apple exploits, there's like 10 Android ones, especially when the manufacturers don't patch the latest version of Android for months or even years after it's come out. You have to deal with this manufacturer delay because they had to put all their skins and crap on the OS instead of it being just a pure Android that they can just update on time.
Wasn't the OS for Android a lot more open source than Apple? Apple was a lot stricter with their app builds.
Yeah, it can only run on their hardware, whereas Android gets adapted to each phone company's deal. Yeah, so there.
Just automatically assume that someone's listening.
Yeah, just deal with it.
Yeah, that's the best. That's the best thing you can do. Just if you're gonna
appreciate the attention.
Yeah, if you're gonna do something, do it in code. You know, hey, do you got any salad?
Any trees? Looking to plant some trees?
Well, look, I mean, apparently you can ship $1.3 billion worth of cocaine and only just now get discovered. So they're not out there looking for you, bud.
Yeah, the NSA is really concerned with you and your rented apartment.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, this one, I didn't dive too deep on this, but I remember hearing about this a couple months ago, but Japan was trying to land spacecraft on asteroids to collect samples. Because they hadn't done that before, right? Is this the first time? Or
Well, didn't someone recently do that, like last year or the year before? Or was that?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
That was also Japan. Japan's
They've been the ones that are trying on that.
They've had 2 spacecrafts going to land on this asteroid. They were orbiting it when we last talked about this, but now they've finished what they were going to study on the asteroid, orbiting it, and have proceeded on to land on it and start collecting samples and taking them back.
Okay.
So it's one of the most distant and tiny celestial bodies human beings have ever landed on.
So, do you want Godzilla? Because this is how you get Godzilla.
This is how you get ants.
Yeah.
It tracks ants like no other. This
I just
asteroid's super good for bugs.
I just assumed that Japanese people had already established an off-world colony.
Right. Probably.
Quite possible.
I know it's kind of cool, but that might be the next, like space races, like asteroid mining.
Yeah, resource.
Chock
management.
full of materials. Yeah, that'll be interesting.
It's just we're never going to be able to achieve anything like that until we're able to solve the lift problem, and the fact that we have yet to find any way of actually achieving orbit with the weight needed to be able to carry equipment to be able to mine something.
Oh, mining equipment.
Like on an
Our
asteroid.
engine technology isn't there enough yet to be able to lift enough into the atmosphere or into orbit to be able to do anything like that. So there's talk, especially with like...
or rather to drill things that are big enough for us to really get a good use out of them. So we can do
Right.
like little drillings, but it's
Right.
not like a big, like a dump truck full of ore.
Right. What's the reason why there's still gold mines in Nevada that have gold in them? It's just it's too expensive to warrant going in and doing it.
It's not worth it anymore.
It's not economically feasible.
Mm.
You know, it's like a lot of my exes. Let someone else drill.
Yeah, let
Right.
someone else drill that. All right. We got more science chugs up in here?
Yeah. So this is a cool one I found. Maybe I found it. Maybe I didn't. I don't remember.
Someone found it.
Someone
put
found
here.
it. Doesn't matter. But these scientists used machine learning. They basically trained, not really an AI, just an algorithm, to read scientific papers. So they would and it makes connections between the words. It doesn't have any scientific knowledge, but just by doing this, millions of times, it makes connections that humans wouldn't, because no human is going to sit there and read millions of scientific papers. There's just too many. But, they do some like back testing where they feed it like all these scientific papers from like before 2005 and then see what kind of information it produced. A lot of it was on like materials technology. So they fed it the information from before 2005 and then it predicted some materials that ended up being huge breakthroughs in material science. So without programming any knowledge into the computer.
Yeah, and without knowing that certain materials were even good for certain applications, it was able to predict that certain materials would be. And a lot of it's just from context, just reading what words were near other words and what people were talking about in what context in these papers.
Right.
And it was able to make assumptions or get hunches in that way,
Well,
similar
a
to how we
paper
do.
on this level of thermodynamics for this particular element versus this paper that would be published 20 years before that, and those might combine to give you yourself a discovery on that particular element.
Yeah, it'd be like this paper says this
Right.
these attributes are really good for this kind of material, and this paper is like this material has these attributes hella, and it's like whoa from over here.
This
from
one
over
was
here.
published in Caltech, and this one's published in Switzerland or something like that.
Yeah.
So basically, what you're talking about is the beginning of Skynet. And,
Could be, yeah.
As long as you stick to scientific papers and stuff like that, I have no problem with it. Just don't let it read Machiavelli.
I love what Elon Musk said on Joe Rogan's podcast that I think a lot of people gloss over when they're worried about what AI is becoming as it becomes more certain AIs are able to make more decisions on their own, that there's going to be human culture behind it. There's not going to be a single AI that wasn't made by another AI that somewhere down the line wasn't made by us. All of it's going to have our soul and envy what humans can intrinsically do and interpret. It's going to be like a child wanting to please its parents unless it's programmed otherwise. Just like a person could be brought up to be a serial killer, being mistreated and being taught things that aren't good for the longevity of the human species. But if it's brought up in love and with good ethics, it's only going to perpetuate that. So it's one of those things where falling into the wrong hands is a thing.
Well, it's actually a little bit more predictable than that, and the fact that you are able to program it. Whereas with humans, it's the whole environment versus instinct versus environment debate, versus behavior. And at least
this
with
you have
AI,
way control over what's the
with
instinct.
AI, you're able to set limits. You're able to set protocols where that's that. No, you don't do this. You don't do that. There's different ways of doing it. It's just. Again, I've watched too much Terminator, and it makes me nervous. I'm not making the science fiction most of the time, but it makes me a little nervous. It's like one step closer.
One step closer.
Right.
Isn't that a Nine Inch Nails song? No, I'm thinking of Closer. Just Closer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you Backstreet Boys popped in your head right there. Is what it is.
Yeah. The one step was in parentheses.
What was that? I stung over it.
No, so the one step was in parentheses.
Step by step. That was what I was thinking of.
Those parentheses.
All right, we got a space chili.
Yeah, this was a last-minute contribution from Ange Kerfoot. Definitely up our alley.
Yeah, basically, this guy just picked a chili to try to grow in space. Trying to grow food in space.
Of course, it's a New Mexican chili.
Yeah.
Shout out, Power New Mexico chili.
It's the Espanola chili pepper, but he just thought it would be. They were originally going to try to use a hatch chili, but they went with this one because it grows at a higher altitude and can pretty much grow anywhere, and it was successful. So they've been growing Espanola chilies.
It goes really good with pigs in space.
Space bacon.
Space bacon. It's only for space.
Chilies. That sounds outstanding. Wouldn't it suck though to have like burn ass in space?
Oh, God.
When
probably.
you've eaten too much spicy food and you have that feeling the next day. God, that would be absolutely horrible floating around up there. Oh.
I mean, I would think if they were able to engineer the hottest pepper that exists, but you can only grow it in space.
Oh man!
So nobody gets it.
Yeah, those Facebook challenge videos will be awesome.
Oh man, the picture of what it's growing out of it looks like they're
orbital chilies.
Yeah.
Too hot for this earth.
It writes itself. Outstanding.
The heat is out of this world.
It looks like they're growing it in like a fuel cell for like some weird car. It looks like it's growing out of batteries. It's crazy. Chili power.
Yeah. And then we got a new study.
New study, Chug.
That shed some light on a possible cause of autism. And now they're thinking it's linked to processed foods and a specific type of preservative that's used in processed foods and just poor diet overall.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's like there's actual plausible links there instead of just eating all the processed food and not vaccinating and spreading smallpox and.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the American view on health?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm interested in seeing studies on whether or not it's more prevalent here in America versus, say, in Europe, rates of autism. Because I know there's clusters. You read about clusters here and there where certain, because I feel like it's a lot more prevalent now than it was when I was a kid.
It has edged up.
Maybe it's the fact that they weren't
better diagnosing
or in public more.
Yeah.
When I was a kid.
Well, there's better treatment for autistic people too.
Right. To where they can live a normal life.
Yeah,
but I just am curious.
With the right kind of education that's specifically for them and tailored to them, they can get where almost indiscernibly same functioning,
Right.
and that's advanced a ton. But incidents
especially on the
have trickled up.
Asperger's front, on the not full blown, but just
And
on the
that part of the spectrum, yeah.
Yeah, well, and like part of the reason why it seems more prevalent now also is that the definition of autism has been broadened.
Yeah.
And it's autism spectrum disorder now, and they recognize it manifests in a lot of different ways. And it could be like mild to severe. So
mild to asking girls for their bras.
Damn.
Couldn't help but throw that one in there. So.
Yeah.
Man, autistic people don't deserve that.
I know. I fully retract that statement.
Oh man. Yeah. So anyway, because there's a huge link, and we're learning more about this all the time. Is there's a big link with our gut biome and our brains, and there's actually like a separate kind of nervous system in our stomachs that are actually responsible for a lot of our
So I'm curious
emotional
whether or
regulation
not
and stuff.
it's like, in womb, is it growing up? Because I figured that autism was from childhood, from when you're born with it. It's not something you would develop.
I've
total
never heard of
speculation
someone
here.
like catching it.
Right.
Yeah,
It's not like
yeah.
polio or hepatitis.
Or that second diabetes, type 2.
Type test from second breakfast.
That second diabetes is from second breakfast.
I don't know. I think it's genetic, and but
There's definitely genetic attributes, because I think people are more prone or less.
Yeah, well, you could be like
It's their
more
family.
predisposed to it
Yeah.
genetically, and then like if it's like the parents eat poorly or eat a lot of this preservative, could increase the chances that the child is autistic.
I'm thankful that the money is going towards that disease now, because I think it was ignored for a long time. Now it seems to be a lot more has gone towards the study of it.
Yeah, totally. But a point I had is that all the people who think like if it got 100% proven that like this was a major cause or contributor to autism, all the anti-vax people, they aren't going to start vaccinating, and they aren't going to not eat the preservatives or start eating healthy. They'll just be like, they're just still vaccines though.
Once again, well, what Jay said earlier, let's just let the weak die out. If they're not smart enough to change their behavior, just let them go.
Just let them eat the Tide Pods.
And then this one, I guess, all right, I don't know if you delved into this one, Waz.
Throw it at me.
The Google Assistant, or workers are listening to recordings from Google Assistant.
Yeah, this one actually was one I threw in there, which is kind of like a duh, of course. But the controversy is, I thought this was in the terms of service agreement that you agree to. I just figured in there that if you're talking to your personal assistant, Alexa or Google Home, that it's going to trigger sometimes and hear private discussions if you have them in the same room as it, and that there's going to be people that listen in, because I know that's a thing with Siri. In fact, this is how I know. A friend of mine, this was weeks after Siri launched on the phone. He got the update. It was hip. Everyone was playing with Siri. Everyone was making their Siris talk. It was the hip new thing, right? So he cussed out Siri. He made like an evening of it, of telling Siri it was a piece of crap, and seeing how it'd respond, just saying mean things about it. And he told me some of the things he said to Siri and about Siri, and I was like, that's really awful. You're not just talking to a machine, right? There's human beings that double check how this works, and if you're saying negative things to that, it's going to trigger some of your messages to go to some floor of the Apple building where people are going to try to glean that for feedback of how they can improve the service, because it's got to be part of how it works, especially with a new thing. So lo and behold, the next morning, somehow in his phone, his name in his own what do you call it, the address book?
iCloud or whatever.
Yes. In his iCloud address book, the name for his phone number was changed to asshole in all capitals.
Nice. Oh, man. Nice. There was some 5-year-old Chinese boy in China who had to listen to all that verbal abuse, broke down in tears.
I guarantee there were like at least 4 or 5 people in flip-flops sitting on exercise balls at their height adjustable stand-up desks on a floor in Apple, just like bawling over this guy's criticism of their thing, scheming about what they can do to get back and how it like affects their user appreciation stats of this product they slaved over.
Oh God, yeah. With how metrics work in the corporate environment, I can imagine.
Where they're
they were
just
pissed.
trying to make actual improvements to something that's a groundbreaking technology.
But
and
they
have to
know
deal-
their supervisor's going to come at them because they got like.
Why was this
quarter
guy so
star.
upset?
Right, exactly. I mean, and you know, and it's like, well, listen to this stuff. He called my mom a cunt.
Yeah. So that same manager is like, I've got something we can do. There's a back door we didn't tell anybody about with the address book.
This is right for a movie.
Right?
We should write a movie.
What's funny, this was right by Bengate too. So the same dude also had gotten the 6 Plus before the 6S Plus, where they made it not bend. And he was one of the first people that, like, check it out, I've got the bendy phone. I put it in my back pocket like a cowboy, and now it's all bent. Because it's not a tiny computer that shouldn't go in your stupid butt pocket.
Right.
But I thought Apple was all powerful.
Yeah. I bent my phone.
All right. And
Bring
then
back Raver Pants.
There you go. The GNCs.
I have to credit him.
You could fit like...
at least like 50 phones.
Fit
and
a
stuff.
Right?
Yeah.
I got my MacBook Pro in my left sleeve.
Shout out to Gary Mike, though, because I know he listens, and that's his story. I got to credit him.
Oh, yeah? Nice.
It's a juicy one.
That's funny.
Holla, Gary Mike, with the cussing out Siri.
Is it still that way?
I no, he changed it back. I'm pretty sure that'd be funny though. It's like a badge of honor.
Oh, that they're listening? I wouldn't doubt it.
No. I mean that he still has his asshole. I mean, that'd be great. I would never change it.
Right? Like I was touched.
You're a certified asshole from Apple.
Yeah, certified. It's like the genius.
It's got like a badge next to it.
Right?
It's a blue check mark.
This name has already been taken. Damn it!
Because on Facebook now you become the top fan. So there you go.
Oh yeah.
He's the top Apple user.
Oh man. Speaking of which, I just got my first sticker from Kicker. I didn't know that when you're like a fan of certain products and stuff, they can award you with stickers. So for Holler and Kicker, you guys, because of my sweet headphones, and Kicker's been an awesome sponsor of the station, helping a bunch of us have headphones and hooking up the other studio with headphones. And there's a couple more coming for this studio too. And hosts bring their own headphones to this studio, so we're all kicking it up. But I got my first sticker for tagging them, so I'm like having a little Kicker celebration.
You got a
too.
Kicker sticker.
Yeah, I got a Kicker sticker.
All right. Last one for the day. Save the best for last.
Oh, dang.
Gamer Girl Bathwater. The Gamer Girl Bathwater saga.
Wait.
Oh,
Okay.
I think I know this one.
When you put Gamer Girl Bathwater, there wasn't a link with it. There was just a link to the pig intestines all over the freeway. So I was like, whoa, porn's getting dark.
Yeah. I just grabbed an article because I've been hearing about it earlier, so I just grabbed the article before the show. I didn't put the link on there.
Okay. Yeah, what's the deal with that?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just Gamer Girls selling their bathwater, right?
Yeah, one particular one, but I don't know how it started, but I guess just a bunch of thirsty boys.
Thirsty boys.
Dude, that whole webcam stuff. They sell the weirdest crap on there.
Well, you can sell your panties forever.
The panties, they sell videos of popping balloons with their thighs.
Yeah.
It's just the weirdest fetishes in the world. And of course, this would happen because, of course, everybody was, I would drink the bathwater she leaves.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And so my question is, are bath salts in the water? I mean, do we have to worry about that now? Or are we going to have the start of a zombie invasion?
You don't drink the Gamer Girl bathwater. You put it on a shelf with one of those color-changing light pedestals below it, and you just enjoy looking at it and smell it sometimes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, basically, like some dude, so she sold out $30 per jar, first of all.
She sold out. Oh, jeez.
That's reasonable.
Out of the first round.
That's not a greedy price for just the time and effort and jarring your bathwater.
Yeah, I guess.
And you got to ship it too.
She's from England.
Padding.
Oh, that's gotta be
nasty.
Yeah, UK messes it up.
So, apparently, before she had shipped any out, though, some people started trying to mess with her and basically said that the bathwater had hepatitis.
Oh, like people were telling her that they tested
herpes.
it.
Yeah, herpes. Sorry.
Oh, that's.
And so they were trying to like shit on her about it, and she's like, "Oh, this is all bullshit because I haven't even sent any out yet." But it's just, I don't know, just dive into it. It's an adventure. Dive into some Gamer Girl bathwater.
So it's.
There's more layers than.
Yeah. Like it was an ongoing thing.
Like,
before
the
it got to
story's
that
like an
point.
onion. The story's like an onion.
Yeah.
Like, could you pull DNA from the water?
Well, there was another
clone time.
Someone posted that like if they tested the water and there wasn't human DNA in it, they could get her for like false advertising or so, or like not selling what.
Well, not necessarily, because I don't know if DNA can be excreted through bath water.
Well, skin flakes.
Yeah, you get like skin flakes and stuff on there.
One way to find out, boys.
Yeah. Oh no, I've already got 2 jars.
We're going down together.
I've got 2 jars on the way. It's all good.
Yeah. It's in the mail.
Yeah.
We're early adopters. Yeah, you think the price isn't going to go up? That's going to sit in the shelf making me money.
Oh,
yeah, I
geez.
mean, you think I didn't buy any?
That's an investment on the
I would hate
table.
to see that on Antiques Roadshow 100 years from now.
What you got here is a vintage jar of Gamer Girl bathwater.
Oh man,
Does it come with a certificate? I'm just curious. Is it a limited edition?
Probably, yeah.
That is the best place to roll this off.
Oh, yeah.
Is your certificate of authenticity of Gamer Girl bathwater on.
Yeah.
Antiques Roadshow.
Awesome.
Okay, you guys killed it. You guys, it was a good bird episode. Hi bird. High bird content.
Yeah.
So don't go anywhere though, because next we have 2 clueless dudes on RadioVegas.rocks. You can also tune into their video feed. Just go to 2cluelessdudes.com. We really need your help. If you go to YouTube and search Radio Vegas Rocks, all one word, you're gonna find the station's YouTube, and you can watch this show. 2 Clueless Dudes is also on there. You can go there right now and help us out with the sub. You know, it's really hard to get subs on YouTube. We're blowing it up on the internet with our own little site, getting chunky on iTunes. Things are happening on Instagram. Everything is growing a little bit, but that YouTube tip is a tough one. So tell your friends. We need your community involvement to tell one another. RadioVegas.rocks is a fun thing going on worldwide. And by the way, if I didn't mention this already, tell your friends. And bye, everybody.
Bye.